As if the world of AI wasn't already a fire hose of new development after new development, we have a whole bunch of progress being made in just the last week alone. From new iterations of Midjourney to the resurgence of the whole LK99 superconductor situation, this week has been packed full with groundbreaking AI news to chew on. Today, we're going to go through the top news stories in the world of artificial intelligence that you may have missed, so that you can at least try and stay up to date on where we are on this exponential ride. Now, this is by no means a comprehensive list of every new development for the first week of 2024, because that would be just about impossible. But I do hope to provide you with an overview of some of the most important ones. But before we get into that, welcome to my channel TFC Tech, where we discuss fascinating topics surrounding science and technology. If you enjoy my videos, consider subscribing and helping the channel reach that 10K mark. And leave a like on the video to help get it out to others. And without further ado, let's get started. To start off, we have a pretty crazy update from the team over at Midjourney. As we have seen with each iteration of the Stable Diffusion image generation tool, the quality of output has gone from being weird amalgamations to almost indistinguishable from reality, pushing the limits of what we all thought was possible with AI image generation. Version 6 released over the holidays and brought with it some amazing quality improvements, most notably in its ability to actually generate accurate text. Now, what's pretty scary about that is that text used to be one of the more surefire ways of telling if an image was AI generated or not, just like with hands in version 5, but no longer. So while that's already pretty crazy, there's an even more amazing and thought-provoking piece of news from Midjourney, and that is what was said by their CEO in their office hours meeting just a couple days ago. In the meeting, CEO David Holtz says that he thinks they can get to the quote holodeck in 2024. He said he thinks their team is going to accomplish even more crazy stuff, and that they hope to get to real-time open world generation this year. Yes, you heard that right. As it stands right now, we are only able to generate static 2D images, but what if we could actively generate a completely custom open world running in real time? What if, with only natural language prompts, we were able to put on a VR headset and explore a world created by our own design, running in real time at 60 frames per second? Imagine the possibilities there. Now, as exciting as this announcement is, I would definitely take it with a grain of salt, because this is not the first time the team has set pretty ambitious goals and not hit them. After all, we're still waiting on the three-dimensional capabilities that we were promised in the past, so maybe we'll get that first. But regardless, this type of technology sounds absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to see what the team cooks up for later this year. Moving on from Midjourney, we've got some pretty exciting news coming from another prominent AI company, and that is OpenAI, who have just announced that the GPT Store will officially go live this week. And it may even be live by the time you're watching this video. If you're unfamiliar with the term GPT, it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is essentially the type of AI that ChatGPT and other generative text models are. However, in the case of the GPT Store, its meaning is a little different. What these GPTs are essentially customized presets for ChatGPT that you can download from other people for specific tasks. They may have certain documents that they're trained on or certain tools enabled that you otherwise would not have access to. For example, it's already been taken down, but the Epstein GPT trained ChatGPT on the Epstein files and allowed you to chat with the documents. So you can see the utility there. Builders are hyping up the GPT Store like we're living through the second coming of the Apple App Store, and perhaps we are. For those who can successfully create useful GPTs that also aren't easily recreatable, there may be a huge opportunity for profit. The only downside though is that if you ask a GPT to give you the details on what it's trained on and how it's constructed, it will tell you, kind of eliminating the confidentiality that makes these GPTs valuable. All in all though, I am excited to see how this turns out and super hyped to see what kinds of GPTs everyone builds. Next on our list is an update from the team over at Figure Robotics. Figure is a company designing humanoid robotics that are very similar to Tesla's Optimus bots. Like Optimus, they have built a human form factor that's powered by end-to-end neural networks, meaning they can be trained on tasks without additional code needing to be written. In this update though, they share that in just 10 hours of training, their Figure 01 robot has learned to successfully make a cup of coffee. And while that may not seem like much, in the world of humanoid robotics, that is huge. Now the reason that this is so big is that these robots can be a general purpose solution to just about any task that a human can do. For instance, with the power of end-to-end neural networks, you can theoretically train these robots to, let's say, work on a construction site. They learn by watching through their cameras, which work basically like eyes. And just like us humans, by watching a task a repeated number of times, they can learn to perform that task themselves. That's what makes this technology so remarkable. Their CEO, Brett Adcock on Twitter, said that 2024 is going to be the year of embodied AI. And after watching this update and the update from Tesla on Optimus, I have to believe him, and it is so exciting to watch. Moving to our last headline of the week, we may finally be witnessing the return of the LK99 superconductor. Now before we get into this, I want to preface this by saying I am not an expert in this field, and there's a lot here that I myself do not understand. So I'm going to try and give you guys the overview, but don't come at me if I get some things wrong, because I probably will. Now with that being said, last year the idea of a room temperature superconductor took the world by storm, after a team in South Korea published a paper saying they had synthesized a material that could exhibit what's called the Meissner effect at near room temperatures. What this means is that the material will expel an applied magnetic field as it reaches superconductivity, allowing it to support the flow of electricity with no resistance and no energy loss. Back when LK99 was first introduced, it caused a frenzy online, because the findings had not been peer-reviewed, and everybody with any knowledge of material science was online trying to reproduce the findings themselves. However, as time passed, it seemed the discovery was discredited by various experts, and about a month later, everything went quiet. That leads us to this week, where researchers from 6 Chinese universities and research labs have found experimental proof of some superconductivity near room temperature for the LK99 material. I encourage you guys to do more research into this and into how LK99 supposedly works, but if it's true, it is certainly exciting. If it's true, it would revolutionize how we use and distribute power. It could lead to more efficient power grids, faster and more efficient computers, or even new forms of transportation like maglev trains. It also may be the key to finally unlocking fusion energy, which is essentially an unlimited source of power. I wanted to include this story under the umbrella of AI because superconductivity, just like artificial intelligence, is one of those almost fantastical technologies that can propel humanity into a new age of tech, and unlock revolutionary stores of energy that will be necessary for the coming AI revolution. I truly hope for all of our sakes that the LK99 story is true, and that we're actually closer than we think to the future. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. These have been your top AI headlines for the first week of 2024. And I hope you've learned something interesting today. If I missed anything, or if you're excited about these new developments in the world of AI, let me know down in the comments below, because I would love to hear from you guys. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video to help it get out to others. And I will catch you in the next one.